Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Brand. Welcome to the Man in the Crate podcast. And today, I am smoking the Nicaragua series by Monte Cristo. It it's a collaboration between them and AJ Fernandez. It's a really old brand, right? It's one of those classic ones like Bodegas, Romeo y Julieta, Cohiba. You know, when you think of these brands, right? H. Upman, you think of like the old traditional ones, right? They've been around forever. People smoke them because they're good and they work, right? And then you have the other brands. Some people call them boutique brands or small houses. Some of them are very large houses, but the brands themselves aren't huge, long lasting, been around forever. They like trying a lot more new things. You got My Father. Drew Estate's a really big brand, but they have a lot of different varieties, right? And then you have, like AJ Fernandez, a lot of different types of cigars. And I'm kind of curious. When I think of cigars back in the day, I think of people who used to order, get the box. They have a box, they sit it on their desk, and they smoke it because it's good and it works. And then the same thing with the scotch, right? They got a scotch, it was expensive, but they had it around. They had the same brand, put it in the decanter, and they drank it because it's good and it works. And I think, as we veer more to this variety, is it, I don't want to say it's a bad thing, because I do like trying new things. Not that I would smoke cigars less if there wasn't a variety, but I do think that that is some of the biggest appeal for me sometimes, right? Is instead of getting a whole box or the same bunch or a bundle like people get with cigarettes, right? Because people smoke cigarettes way more. It's, I go in there and I'm like, which one do I want to try? And I remember my uncle looking at beers when I was younger and he's like, so many flavors. And I thought that was interesting because it's like, that's weird. Because I thought most people just drank the same beer each time. But him, he liked trying something new every time he went. Where his I would say older brothers, my dad and family members, if they picked the drink out, they would get the same thing pretty much every time. Or they'd have maybe a tier list of three they would pick from, depending on how much money they felt like spending, right? The lower amount of money they get this, higher amount of money they get that. But that was pretty much it. Now, is it good to have this variety? I think so. Like, it's good to have options. But does that sometimes, I want to say, distract away? What do people lean more towards? Because I know I lean more towards the variety, picking something different each time. But you comment, you let me know. What do you lean more towards? I would love to hear it. Do you like to smoke the same thing every day and maybe get something a little different every now and then? Do you have a tier list where you're like, okay, I'm spending about less than, about five-ish bucks, somewhere around $5, or I'm spending somewhere around $10, or I'm spending somewhere around 15 or 20. I noticed the cigars kind of go in like $5 ish increments. Now with inflation is getting closer to $6 increments, right? You got the $6 area, six and under, 12 and under, 18 and under, and then you have your $24 and under. Those are your, or 24 and up, I'd actually say those are the really premium ones, right? The Opus X and whatnot. So do you have a tier list? Do you just smoke the same thing every day? Or are you like me where you just, every time you go, you want to, sometimes you want to go back to something you really like, but you want to try something new. You always kind of end up trying something new. You let me know what you think. But as far as this Monte Cristo Nicaragua series goes, in my opinion, there's a lot of white pepper in it. And it's definitely a smoker. I've had cigars that smoked a lot more, and it's a thin smoke. This It doesn't have as much viscosity as some cigars I've had with a similar flavor, like maybe Ashton or something. But it's light. It's mild. I enjoy it. I really do. And to be honest, it's not my flavors of choice. They're not bad. They're really good, and I'm glad I have some. But that's not the flavor I lean toward. Tend to lean towards punch you in the face, spicy, dark, chocolatey coffee notes. some leather. I like those notes, or I like a very smooth but strong creamy smoke, right? Not even necessarily a Connecticut, but just strong and creamy. Like I've gotten a lot of Maduros that are on a sweeter, creamier side, and still maybe have a bit of chocolatey note, like a something I could compare in smoke form of a uh, Black Russian. Is that a thing? Maybe that's a sex act. I don't know. But you let me know what you think. What flavors do you lean towards? And are you more of a traditional smoker, a tier list, or do you hunt things out? I'd like to hear in the comment section. But for now, this is Matthew Brand. Peace out.